here.
We're already here.
Wow. Well, coming into season 23, episode number 5 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Kenny Gerard, co-hosted by the languid Lucas McGarry.
Languid, that's a fun one.
Now, Lucas, it has been another wild week of Laker sports, especially for those Oswego lacrosse squads. But before we get there, how are we doing? And let's point out the obvious. We are not in suits and ties tonight. We are wearing our own Lakers gear. I'm the head coach of this flag football team. This is my jersey, so I'm wearing that tonight. Number was 69 in high school, so I kept it for college. It says Kenny G on the back. I highly doubt I can turn that far. There it is. It's
Kenny
on
G.
there. You can see it. Yeah, Lucas, did you go ahead and show them what you got on?
Well, yeah, I'm dressed up as an Oswego State swim and dive swimmer. I have my goggles, I have my cap, my warm-up jacket,
and I have my Speedo as well.
Oh, there it is.
So we're all good to go, and we're ready to get Laker Connections underway. Let's go.
Show's gone off the rails. Now, Lucas, it has been a fantastic spring season here at SUNY Oswego. The men's and women's lacrosse teams both sit at first in the SUNYAC, both on a track to make a deep run into the SUNYAC playoffs. Baseball and softball are both underway, looking to make a run into the SUNYAC as well. Lucas, why don't you start me off with the men's lacrosse team tonight?
Absolutely. Yeah, on senior day at Laker Turf Stadium, Oswego men's lacrosse power passed SUNY Morrisville 16-8, fueled by a balanced offensive attack and steady defense. After falling behind early, the Lakers quickly responded and took control, leading 3-2 after first and exploding for 6 second quarter goals to enter halftime up 9-2. Garrett Elston led the charge with a hat trick, while Emmett Starwich and Corey O'Connor each added key goals. Morrisville rallied with 3 unanswered goals to close the third, but Oswego shut the door in the final frame with 5 more tallies to secure a commanding win and a fitting celebration for the class of 2025. Kenny, what do you think about this senior day game?
You look so stupid. I pull myself together. That was a great episode. It's a great game. Sorry. Please take the goggles off. We can't get it. No, this team has been phenomenal. I mean, the only team that they're tied with is Cortland. And that's a squad they're still unable to top. So I think, you know, obviously when we get into that one, it's going to be a tough one for the Lakers.
Yeah.
But another commanding win on senior day is always a big deal. We mentioned it last episode how important that is to the families and the players on the squad. So being able to take home a win there is important. And again, I mean, you see the stats. They're just blowing out of the water. The ground balls, shots, everything is going the way of the Lakers.
Morrisville, they were in a solid squad. And Oswego, I feel like they needed to do exactly what they did in this game.
Absolutely. I'll take it over to women's lax. The Lakers would take a trip up to the North Country this past Tuesday to take on the 0-6 in conference Potsdam Bears. Many had the mindset this would be yet another easy Laker win. But boy, were the Bears ready to throw down on their home turf. After one half, the Lakers led the Bears 8-4, which many already thought was too close. The Bears were not done, though. Going into the fourth, the Bears were down 5, and they clawed all the way back against the Lakers. The Bears would score 6 goals in the fourth and gave the Lakers a run for their money. Potsdam's last goal came with 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the game, but they were unable to tie it up. The Lakers would hold on to win 13-12 over Potsdam. Oswego moves to 7-0 in the SUNYAC and sits in first place, while Potsdam moves to 0-7 and sits tied for last in the conference. Lucas, this was a close call for the Lakers, but a win is a win. What went wrong and what went right for Oswego in this one?
So I feel like for them, they just got a little too cocky. They've had such a great season. They're going to have one of those games, and I think this was the game to do it against a very, very weak Potsdam team. And you see, they kind of got outplayed, but not on the stat sheet, but overall, they definitely got outplayed. And I think the defense that they had was very, very, very lacking. They've had great defense all year, so to let a 12-piece get put up on you by a very, very weak Potsdam squad, it's not a good look. But like I said, I think you need to get this game out of the way as a top team. You got to have that, oh, we're gonna win every game now that against all the easy teams. So this was a wake-up call that they needed.
Absolutely, and they put it in 12 goals on 21 shots. So over half their shots are connecting is not a good look for Oswego. But again, it's still, you know, it's getting late in the season. Playoffs are around the corner. This team will probably clinch inevitably in the next game or two. But it's the testament that this was a wake-up call they needed.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. And I think for them, this will be the push they need to really go, all right, we're into the final part of the season. But yeah, now we're going to head over to the Diamond from the field. Today, Oswego kicked off a 3-game series against Plattsburgh with a huge 15-5 win over the Cardinals. Trey McGowan got things started with a leadoff double and came around to score in the first, while Anthony Barone drove in 5 runs, including a 2-run homer and a 3-run double in the 7th. Dylan Rosenberg added 4 hits and 3 runs as Oswego totaled 15 hits and 12 stolen bases. Wow. Plattsburgh hung around early, only down 2 runs going into the 6th, but a huge 7th-run inning rally put it away. Sean Derdinger picked up the win, and Nick Cody handled the final 3 innings for the close. Big win against Plattsburgh, and they got 2 more tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good win for this baseball team. I mean, again, they need to pick up those wins. We were talking about the Bats waking up, 16 hits and 15 runs. I would say the Bats have woken up just a little bit here, Lucas.
You saw the steals? Ridiculous. That poor catcher for Plattsburgh.
Oh, God.
I don't even know his name, but I feel for you, dude.
It's always a rivalry game, and it's, Oswego always comes to play, and so does Plattsburgh. And, I guess the Lakers in this one, they got the better of the Cardinals. But let's move on to the softball team. So the softball team has finally gotten SUNYAC play underway. Coming in today's doubleheader against the Bengals, they sat tied for last at 0-4 in the conference. Buffalo State was on the other end of the standings, sitting at 6-0 in conference, tied for first. Game 1 would not go the way of the Lakers. They dropped 9-4 against the Bengals, but Game 2 was a different story. The Lakers came out hot, taking a 6-1 lead after 3 innings. The Lakers would hold on to the lead and win 8-4 over the Bengals. Oswego moves to 1-5 on the year, sitting 8th of 10 teams in the conference, while the Bengals move to 7-1 in the SUNYAC and sit at 3rd. Lucas, they finally pick up a SUNYAC win and finally miss the rainy days. Take me through it.
No, yeah, that's what you love to see. They got to have a bounce-back game. They lost the first one. You come right back and you win the second one. And I feel like that's been softball's story, is that they're not losing every single game. Usually they split the series that they have against these top teams. So I feel like for them, as much as their season isn't going the way they wanted to, they haven't laid over. They haven't rolled over and died. They haven't been struggling, but they've been playing really well, and they've been struggling to maintain the level play that they want to, but I think they're still putting in the effort, and I appreciate the fact that they're not just moving on to next season. They're still putting in the effort every single game and fighting for every single win that they got, and they picked up a win against a top Buffalo State team, and I think that's really, really impressive.
I think the softball team can finally slow down the roller coaster and get into a steady coast. They could have a very good chance of making a deep run to the playoffs. But that is going to be it for our Laker recap. We're going to a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for the week ahead. You're watching Laker Connections right here on WTOP 10.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back into Season 23, Episode number 5 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Ken Gerard, co-hosted by the mean and lean Lucas McGarry.
Mean and lean, I like it.
You like that one?
Oh, this cap is getting to me. I got to keep adjusting it.
Yes, you do. We have recapped, and now it's time to look ahead to the week ahead. Lucas, let's pick up right where we left off on the diamond. Tell me what's going on for baseball this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Oswego heads into tomorrow's doubleheader against Plattsburgh with momentum after a dominant 15-5 win in Friday's series opener. The Lakers, now 16-11, showcased their offensive depth with, like we said earlier, 15 hits and 12 stolen bases, highlighted by Anthony Barone's 5 RBI performance and a strong outing from Sean Derdinger. Oswego holds the edge across the board, entering tomorrow with a .294 team batting average and a 4.33 team ERA, compared to Plattsburgh 269 average and 7.6 ERA. With the Lakers firing on all cylinders and the Cardinals struggling to keep pace, Oswego will look to lock up the series and keep climbing the SUNYAC standings.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's all these wins are starting to matter as we're getting into the mid to late half of April. Season's winding down quick, and especially in baseball.
It catches up so fast.
You really don't have a lot of time. Like, you get started early April if you're lucky with the weather around here to get on the diamond and get things going, and that's just not enough time for a lot of these squads. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. Again, they really have to win these last few games. They have to roll it out if they want a good chance in the SUNYAC playoffs. But let's move back again over to softball. Softball takes the field again tomorrow for yet another doubleheader. Lakers will take on the Fredonia Blue Devils starting at 3 p.m. with Game 2 slated for a 5 p.m. start. The Blue Devils sit at 5-3 in conference, which lands them right in the middle of the pack at 5th of 10 teams. Lucas, this is yet another crucial series as they all count for this Lakers squad. Tell me what they have to do to take home a pair of wins against the Blue Devils and improve their playoff chances.
You got to play the way you played against Buff State in that second game. Whatever they did worked, and they found a fire. Maybe it was found the right pitcher that they matched up well against, or maybe their pitching was on fire. But I think for them, you just got to find whatever they had that helped them win that last game. You got to recreate it, because at this point, it's now just every team is affiliated for, every team knows exactly where they are. So I think it is now just about pushing and being the best you can. So finding whatever they had in that Buffalo State game to push them over the top, that's what they need to do. And I think, again, like we always say, wake up the bats, because they always struggle with that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're going to take it now from the diamond back to the lacrosse field. Tomorrow's women's lacrosse matchup between the Oswego Lakers and the New Paltz Hawks is insanely crucial for both teams fighting for top position in the SUNYAC. Oswego, currently sitting at 11-2 overall and a perfect 7-0 in conference play, holds the 1 seed, but New Paltz, who is 11-3, 6-1 in the conference, is just behind, tied with Cortland for second. Oswego boasts a high-scoring offense, averaging 15.7 goals per game and a solid defense, giving up just 7.5 goals per game. New Paltz counters with an impressive offense of his own, scoring 15.3 goals per game and an even stingier defense, allowing only 6.7 goals per game. The Lakers are looking to bounce back after a very narrow win against Potsdam, like we talked about earlier, where they barely held on despite the best efforts of their opponents. I don't think it's crazy to say that this might be the biggest game of the season for both of these teams.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, besides that Cortland game for Oswego, this is now probably the largest game of the year for them. I think that as it is a must-win. With a win here, it really kind of opens up the playing field. Both teams that are going to be sitting in that second-place slot are behind by at least a game. They have the tiebreaker on both squads. It'd be very difficult for either of them to come back and take that 1 seed away from Oswego. I agree. I think this is probably the biggest game of the year for this Lakers squad. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, but I'll tell you one thing, I am very excited to watch.
Very excited.
Let's move it over now to the men's lax team, who is currently tied for first with the Cortland Red Dragons. They head up north to take on a different team whose favorite color is also red. The Lakers will take on their age-old rival in the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. The game is slated for a 1 p.m. start this Saturday in Plattsburgh, New York. The Cardinals sit at 1-3 in conference and sit in 6 of 8 squads in the SUNYAC. Now, Lucas, every game is more and more important as SUNYAC play is starting to come to an end. Following this one, the Lakers will have 2 more SUNYAC games, one at home against the Cortland Red Dragons and one away again in Canton, New York. What do the Lakers need to do to stay perfect in conference against the rival in the Cardinals?
I think for them, they just have to focus on their defense. The defense has been what's carrying them so far. They're not the best goal-scoring team in the SUNYAC, but they make up for it with their very, very tough defense. So I think for the Lakers, what you got to do is lock down this Plattsburgh team and show Cortland, when you go to Cortland, we are ready for you guys. Because Cortland, obviously, another top team in the SUNYAC, like you already said. So I think for Oswego, take down Plattsburgh in a dominant fashion and really get into Cortland's head and say, hey, we are ready for you guys.
Yeah, again, I think all these games are becoming a must-win for this Lakers squad. If they want to stay in first place, got to beat everybody. It's really not any other option. If they lose a game, Cortland will probably jump them. And that makes that Cortland game even a little bit more important because now they got to beat that top seed. I think that is going to be the biggest game of the year between all these SUNYAC teams. Going to be Oswego, Cortland towards the end of the season for that first place spot. But that is all the time we have for our week ahead. When we come back, it'll be time for a segment we tried last time. We're going to do it again, Lakers to Pros. You're watching Laker Connections right here on WTOP 10.
way, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back into Season 23, Episode number 5 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Ken Gerard, co-hosted by the lackadaisical Lucas McGarry.
That's
I've
not
run
bad.
out of nice ones.
No, I like
What do you
lackadaisical.
mean, what was that? That was good.
No, that's a good one.
I got messaged on LinkedIn saying I look, what was it? Hi, Kenny, you're doing great on TV right now from Charles Harkins.
Charlie, stop LinkedIn messaging.
I know you can hear me.
Stop
anyway.
it. What happened to your accent?
I know, he's in our... There it is.
There it is.
All right. Last episode, we tried something new, and we had a new segment from Lakers to Pros. With how much fun it was for us and how much those at home enjoyed it, we are bringing it back. This episode will be discussing recent Oswego grads who have moved on to the next level. The next level can be minor leagues or coach. Lucas, let's discuss some Lakers to Pros.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will start us off with Shane Bull, who graduated from SUNY Oswego just shy of 1 year ago. He was an amazing athlete here at Oswego and put up some crazy numbers in his time as a Laker. Bull recorded 84 points in his career, 42 of those in his senior season. Bull would end up with 34 shots finding the back of the net for the Lakers. Bull was signed with the ECHL Adirondack Thunder fresh out of college. The Thunder are the ECHL affiliates of the New Jersey Devils, but Bull is currently a member of the Wheeling Nailers, the ECHL affiliate of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And for anybody who doesn't know how ECHL and NHL works, basically in baseball standards, that's the AA version. So there's one more league to AHL before you get up to the NHL.
I mean, I remember not a lot of about specifics about the players that I've watched here at Oswego. I remember Shane Bull. That's one of the main things I'll say. I remember that guy pretty much every single game I went to my freshman year. When I wasn't working TOP, I would hear a goal sound and I would hear, goal scored by Shane Bull. And I go, yeah, there he is again. Every single game, it was Shane Bull, and it makes so much sense that this guy's going pro. He's a stud. And it's great that he came out of Oswego, but yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about another one. Simone Bednarik is a current student here at SUNY Oswego. Bednarik has just completed her senior season, and she had an excellent career as a Laker. Bednarik ended her Oswego career with 61 points and 21 goals. Now, the cool story behind Simone Bednarik is that she actually plays for the Slovakia national team. Bednarik is on the Slovakia roster for the Women's World Championship for Division I Group A. Their next match is slated to be against the Netherlands this Saturday at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. So she's currently playing for them.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. You can't say anything better than that. It's Simone Bednarik. She's on an international team. Good luck to her. Have a phenomenal game. I hope you play well. And yeah, she's just another great player. I love that Oswego just keeps pumping out these players that are just subtly really good.
Mm-hmm. Always been a decently good athletic school. We're not the only one in the SUNY who is great at
sports. We're not Sportland, but we're pretty good.
We're pretty good. So we'll move on to another one now. Jeremiah Sparks is another athlete who graduated just last year from SUNY Oswego. And for those who tuned into the show last year, they probably heard that name a lot.
Yeah.
Sparks has had a historically good career as a Laker. Over 4 years, he totaled 1,833 points, 337 assists, 708 rebounds, shot 31.9% from behind the three-point line, shot 45% overall from the field, and shot 77.8% from the charity stripe. Right out of college, Sparks went on to play overseas in Germany. Currently, he's a member of BG/TVO John Lindhorst in the German 2 region of Euro basketball.
I'll say one thing about Oswego men's basketball last year and this year. They were significantly better last year, and I think a huge part of it has to do with Jeremiah Sparks. And I think Leon didn't realize how big of a hole that would leave when he left, and unfortunately he didn't find it, and that it shows that he's in the pros right now because he is a very big hole that they left.
Absolutely. We'll talk about just one more Laker who's gone pro. A.J. Ryan was another member of last year's incredible athletics class of 2024. Ryan was another member of the men's ice hockey team, and he was another key player on the ice. Ryan tallied 5 goals in his senior year and a total of 8 points that season. Ryan, like Bull, would sign a pro contract fresh out of Oswego. He was signed with the Birmingham Bulls, a member of the SPHL, the Southern Professional Hockey League, which is the highest non-affiliated level to play at. Ryan is still in the SPHL, but is now a member of the Mackin Mayhem.
Yeah, I watched him play last year. Another fantastic player, Oswego, just pumping out pros like it's left and right.
Absolutely. This Lakers squad last year was incredible. A lot of very good athletes. But that's all the time we have this week for Lakers to Pros. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the Lakers Showdown. You're watching Laker Connections right here on WTOP 10.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey.
There's improv.
So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Oh, boy. Welcome back into Season 23, Episode number 5 of Laker Connections, your home for everything Laker sports. And, Lucas, it is time to welcome our Laker Showdown moderator, Mr. Michael Neckers. Now, Lucas, I would like you to explain to those at home what a Laker Showdown is, but where's the pool, boys?
The pool is, what, a half mile away from here? Yeah, it's not too far.
I just like to preface this by saying I was not told we were supposed to dress in our aquatic
Yes,
gear,
you
our
were.
football
Yeah, you were.
gear.
Yes, you were.
Maybe
We
I was,
wanted-
but I
you
forgot.
missed it. We wanted you wearing-
But it's okay. Lucas lent me a swim cap, so represent OSS&D. Hi, Mike Holman. Hi, Nathan. I know you're watching.
Hi, whoever they just said. Lucas, why don't you explain what Laker Showdown is?
Laker Showdown, me, Kenny, and then he asks us questions. It's best of 3 series. If they're watching it, they know how the Laker Showdown goes. Mike, why don't you give us the first question?
Yep.
Well, give us 1 second to get the prompter there. Okay, so with WrestleMania now just 2 days away, my first question for the both of you is, who is winning the triple threat match on night 1? Will it be the Visionary, the Tribal Chief, or the best in the world? Kenny, you're up first.
Man, I'm not as well in tune with, WWE as you guys are, but I think it's obvious here that the best in the world is going to win at WrestleMania.
Okay, and who is the best in the world?
CM Punk.
Oh, beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The wise man has chosen him, right? His wise man's chosen him?
The wise man has chosen CM Punk.
I'm going to say CM Punk wins it. I think Roman has had his time. Seth is always the pushover. It's going to be CM Punk. Purely from like a half-fan perspective, I think the right way to go is the CM Punk victory here.
And Lucas, your turn.
Acknowledge your tribal chief. Roman Reigns is winning. He's stack pinning stack pinning CM Punk and Seth on top of each other. Roman Reigns in 5.
Look at my eyes.
What do you see?
Lame.
See, we've got
Roman
two
Reigns.
great answers
Roman
here.
Reigns is winning.
I don't think either of you got the right answer. I think Seth Rollins is going to win this match.
Okay.
Seth's a bum.
Yeah.
Seth's a
he's
whiny
bum. We can talk about it all day, but we don't have time. But Lucas, I'm sorry, Kenny's right. Roman Reigns' time is over.
Do not ever acknowledge him again. Do not acknowledge.
Kenny gets the first point.
Personality. Thank you.
All right, next question.
Ridiculous.
Kenny, this one pertains to you, but Lucas is going to answer it first. WTOP GM elections are underway. We had our presentation yesterday, but I'm conflicted on who to vote for. So my next question, actually, the other candidate's on his way over here right now.
Come on. Yeah, let's have both the
Who
candidates
should
here.
I pick?
I'm going first, right?
Lucas,
Mike,
you're going first. Should
you
I
have
pick
one choice.
Chris DeLuca,
there's 3 options.
Kenny Gerard, or abstain?
And Mike, I'm going to tell you one thing. You go with abstain immediately. Off rip, I chose abstain. Abstain was great. I feel really confident. He seems like a really great guy. I am going with abstain.
And Mr. Gerard, Mr. DeLuca, how are you, sir?
Well, since he went with abstain, that leaves me 2 options. I think the answer is clear. One of the 2 of us. Why would you pick abstain and want this to go to an extra vote? I think you have 2 very qualified candidates. You have one who's been doing this for a year. You've got someone who's willing to learn behind somebody else for the rest of next year, or has been learning behind me for a year.
Hey, Chris.
I mean, I guess we have 2 good candidates. So if I were to tell you somebody, I mean, obviously I want to say myself, but I'll just say between the both of us.
Well, you didn't give me an answer, so Lucas is going to get the point here. Pretty plain and simple.
Sometimes it's
because you didn't give me an answer. And this last one.
Not in the election though. But hey,
1-1. It's 1-1.
This last one, guys. I've been enjoying this nice weather we've had the last couple days. I've been driving my car around campus, windows down, blasting music. So my question for you. What music artist or group do you have stuck on repeat right now? Lucas, you're up first. Take your time. We've got time to work with.
I don't want to tell you it because you're not going to agree with what I've been bumping.
Maybe I will.
I've been bumping Gunna.
Gunna, okay.
Yeah, shout out Nate Radovine.
Give me top 3 Gunna songs right now.
Top 3 Gunna songs.
I got mine.
One of One, and One of One.
Okay. And Mr. Gerard?
With the weather getting a little bit nicer outside, it seems to be that time of year for a particular artist. My daddy served in the army. He lost his right eye and flew a flag out in the yard till the day that he died. It's Toby Keith. Okay. It's just summertime. I love country music in the summertime. I think Toby Keith has been on repeat for me recently. I'm going to go with Toby.
Well, Toby Keith, of course. I'm going to pretend he didn't just say that.
Yeah.
Toby Keith is just phenomenal. One of the greatest country artists of all time. Rest in peace.
I like Yacht Rock,
Sad
Charlie.
to see him gone. You're throwing out Yacht Rock now. What's your final answer? Yacht Rock or Gunna?
Charlie said Yacht Rock, so I like Yacht Rock, but no.
You have to stay with Gunna, I feel like.
Well, yeah,
he has to stay with Gunna.
Okay. Well, of course, Gunna, also amazing, a phenomenal rap artist. Newer to the industry, of course, but I think he's done a great job producing music, producing beats, bringing songs out pretty consistently, and I love his music. Toby Keith, of course, phenomenal, Kenny. But I'm sorry. Gunna is the winner. Gunna in 5. Let's go! Let's go! Is he leaving? I think he's. I think he's gone.
This is where the comeback starts. This is where the comeback starts. Kenny's leaving. Oh, he threw it at me.
Oh, wow.
He threw it at me.
Wow.
Oh, Kenny's mad. He's leaving the building. Bye-bye, Kenny. You can get out of here. Thank you. Let's read it. Thank you for joining us for the 5th episode of Season 23 of Laker Connections. We will see you in 1 week for episode 6, Season 23 of Laker Connections.
Good night.
Woo!